What if your mom outlives her savings? I know, that question alone can make your heart race. It's one of those situations we hope never happens, but the truth is, it's happening more than ever. People are living longer, healthcare and long-term care costs are rising, and most families are not financially prepared for the true costs of aging. We see it all the time. A parent's doing fine, getting by on Social Security, maybe some retirement savings, and then one fall, one illness, one memory lapse changes everything. I'm Chris Johnson, a partner and attorney here at Johnson McGinnis. Today, I want to talk with you about what happens when a loved one starts to outlive their savings. We'll talk about what to do in a crisis, what it looks like to plan, and why having a life care plan can completely change the experience for your entire family. And if any part of this sounds like your situation, or like something that could happen in the next few years, reach out to us. Let's sit down before it becomes urgent. Let's get ahead of the storm. Let me share a story, because sometimes the best way to understand these situations is through what someone else has gone through. At least once a month, we hear from families whose loved ones, often mom, entered assisted living a few years ago. The good news, with proper medical support and social interaction of the community living, mom started to thrive. But now, the money's gone. The family is out of funds and they're scrambling how to figure out what to do next. They reach out to us, hoping there's a way to protect what little remains or qualify for public benefits. But by this point, most of our options are off the table. What's most heartbreaking about this is that the situation was preventable. If the family had come to us earlier, when mom first moved into assisted living, or even before, we could have helped. We could have protected a portion of her assets. We could have put a plan in place to qualify her for public benefits before the money ran out. Instead, they're left with very difficult choices, very limited options, and often a deep sense of regret. The lesson here is simple but urgent. Planning early means having choices later. Don't wait until the crisis is full-blown. The sooner we start, the more we can do to help. When savings run dry and care becomes urgent, families often don't know which direction to turn. One day you're just helping mom with errands, and the next you're knee-deep in medical paperwork trying to figure out, how do I apply for TIN care, or how to pay for private care if mom can't qualify for TIN care. And it's not just about money. You might also need to step in legally to manage her accounts, pay her bills, or make healthcare decisions. If those documents are not already in place, like a power of attorney or a healthcare proxy, it can take precious time to get them, and sometimes you just simply don't have that time. That's why crisis planning exists. It's what we do when a family comes to us in the middle of a challenging situation and says, we need help and we need it now. We work quickly to determine the benefits your loved one may qualify for. We assess the assets they still have and look for ways to protect what we can. Sometimes the house, sometimes the savings, sometimes both. It's possible to recover from a situation like this, but it's hard, and it's usually a lot more stressful and expensive than it needs to be. Now, let me tell you about another family. This one came to us early. Mom was still healthy, but they were being proactive. She had a modest retirement, owned her home outright, and wanted to ensure that if anything happened, she had a plan in place. So we built one together. We discussed what might happen over the next 10 or 15 years, what kind of care she might need, and what would it cost. We explored ways to protect her home through a trust. We set up the necessary legal documents so that her children could step in when needed without having to go through the court. And we built a Medicaid strategy so that when the time came, she'd qualify smoothly and without losing everything. Years later, when her health started to decline, everything was in place. The family knew what to do, and they weren't scrambling. They weren't spending nights searching the internet or worrying about bills piling up. Mom got the care she needed. Her dignity stayed intact, and her children got to focus on being with her, not on managing a crisis. That's the kind of peace of mind a life care plan gives you. It's not just a set of documents. It's a relationship. It's guidance. It's knowing you have someone to call when the next step comes. So, what if your mom outlives her savings? It's not the end of the road, but it is a moment that calls for clarity, support, and a solid plan. Whether you're already facing that situation or just want to make sure your family doesn't ever have to, come talk to us. At Johnson McGinnis, we've helped hundreds of families through both crisis and calm. You don't have to guess how long your money will last. Let's build a plan that makes sure you're covered today, tomorrow, and for whatever comes next. Contact us by phone or visit our website to schedule a consultation. We're here when you're ready.